Right.
Go fuck yourselves. This is the Shodcast. If you're not listening, go fuck yourselves. If you are listening, go fuck yourselves. Welcome.
Beautifully put. Alright, fuck it, welcome to the Shodcast. This is episode 30. I am your host, Adam, with my good friend Aydan, as always. In the corner, you can't see him, but this is our good friend Brandon. He's there in the corner drinking away. Anyway, so this episode we are going to be talking about some rock and roll stories.
Oh, yeah, that's why I did what I just did. That's a
rock
and roll story.
It's a rock and roll story if I've ever fucking heard of one. So I've pieced together across the internet a few rock and roll stories.
He sure has.
And
you sure did.
We're gonna see basically what
we sure are.
Are you done?
Yeah,
Are you done? Are you just gonna keep up this shit the whole episode?
I'm hyping you up, man.
You're hyping me up, my hand, buddy. Right, okay, so where's my beer?
Where's his beer?
Beer. Right, okay, so the first story is ZZ Top. Now, ZZ Top had
I didn't know you were American.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top. ZZ. But they are, they're ZZ Top.
Yeah, but if you're English, you have to say ZZ.
No, you can't say ZZ Top. They aren't, no, you know the fun thing about ZZ Top? They have beards, right? Two main guys.
Yeah.
The one guy in the band called Beard is the drummer, doesn't have a beard.
Yeah, fair enough.
Perfect.
It's
Okay.
kind of iconic.
So ZZ Top had a real life, living, breathing buffalo on one of their tours, and it wasn't the only animal tagging along. They also had two longhorn steered vultures. You right there, mate? Yeah. It's fine, Brandon. You can talk. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna pop into the kitchen for a sec.
Okay, mate. You're going to do it.
Sorry, guys. Oh shit.
Oh, Brandon, just.
I'm just gonna go.
Just nip it down in the bud. Nip it in the
Just
bud.
nip it in the bud, Brandon. Okay, so ZZ Top had a real-life living buffalo on their tour, and it wasn't the only animal tagging along. They also had longhorn-steered two vultures and two rattlesnakes for their infamous 1976 and 77 worldwide Texas tour.
Did they tour in Buffalo? Because that's in Texas. And
Buffalo.
They had a Buffalo.
Buffalo's Greenfield, yeah, in the heart of America.
It's a Buffalo Soldier Fest.
Yeah, I know, but Buffalo Springfield did that. You know what it's worth? Exactly. You can imagine that having wild animals. You can imagine. You can imagine that having animals, wild animals on a tour is probably going to end badly. And you would be right. The animals escaped a show on the 12th of June, which is my sister's birthday, 1976, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, doing damage to the stadium field. The buffalo escaped again in November that year, close to wrecking the 9 rented limos parked at the venue.
Yeah, if I was going to bring any animal to a live show, it wouldn't be a fucking buffalo.
A buffalo, I mean, it's like Texas, like we say. So you do your worldwide Texas tour. What do you bring? Buffalo with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Think of Texas. What animal comes to your head?
Well, I mean, the
Buffalo.
town Buffalo is in Texas, so you tour in Buffalo and you bring a buffalo.
They're not in Buffalo. They're in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Why would you bring a fucking buffalo? It's
'Cause they're
just too much risk.
Yeah, but that was
Well,
the
you wanna
70s. They
bring-
weren't health codes, were they?
You
It's
bring
just
a
like-
giraffe, mate.
Are you thinking we start a band, bring a giraffe on tour with us?
No,
Call it the
we
long-
don't do that. We don't have the funds for that. We're not like
If you feel like sponsoring us for our long neck tour, please
long neck tour.
please go to our Patreon and
Long
give
neck
it.
tour.
Yeah, go on. Okay, so
Sting motherfuckers.
I feel like this is gonna die instantly.
It probably is.
Okay, so the battery just died. If that's what you're seeing, I'm gonna clap just so I can see the fucking note. So the next one is Marilyn Manson doing $25,000 worth of damage in a hotel after a concert in New York City in 1998. 29-year-old Marilyn Manson and his bandmates trashed the very nice dressing room of the venue in a very rock and roll move. They then returned to their hotel where they started a food fight and proceeded to completely trash one of the rooms. The posse ended up causing $25,000 worth of damage, including telephones struck in the middle of walls, carpets burnt, and stained bathtubs from their purple hair dye.
Worth it.
Do you think
Can
that's
I just
worth?
say, have you ever just wanted to have a food fight? Like, I've never had a food fight in my entire life.
I think it's everybody's dream. Is
Literally.
It not?
And then just like the rec room, but like it's an actual room.
It would be amazing to
That'd be
just
fun.
fucking throw food. Like, obviously, you don't want to do it wasting food and all that.
You're wasting
goodness,
money
but-
as well.
Exactly, but
But once in a lifetime, you got to have a food fight. Maybe go to Cinco de Mayo or some shit. Fucking throw some tomatoes. That's not Cinco de Mayo.
that
is it?
isn't Cinco de
No,
Mayo. But
no.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm talking about the tomato festival
you
of
just
Spain.
don't get rock and roll stories like this anymore, though. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Like, even
because
though it's
rock and-
Marilyn Manson,
There's no rock
it's
and
still
rollers
like,
nowadays. There's just faggots.
yeah, you need some weed, you need some drugs, you need all of this. That's what.
No, it's just like the only
I'm not
people having
cutting
that
that
level
out,
of
yeah.
fame nowadays are just like fucking, are like people younger than us who just like don't even rap
Yeah.
and like they just mumble shit. And that's our rock stars nowadays. You know, people that just dye their hair in rainbow fucking colours. Like that's the modern rock star, and it's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad, and it's actually kind of regretful. And that kind of brings us to the next one. So this is a real rock and roll star, Mr. Van Halen himself. Eddie Van Halen used to request to have a very specific request for their shows backstage. He used to request a bowl of M&Ms with no brown ones, which, while seems ridiculous, the request was actually part of a larger tactic. Compared to other bands at the time, the band actually had quite an impressive stage production, including a 18-wheeler truck full of equipment. So the M&M's request was actually to make sure that the promoter had read the requests of that they had given them, including some of the strict safety measures. The fucking thing is fucking died.
Now that's what they said, but it turns out Eddie Van Halen just didn't like the brown ones because he was racist.
Should be brand new batteries, so
What?
these should be brand new batteries.
I thought you said Brandon.
Right, I'm gonna go straight from the top of the Van Halen thing. Okay, all right, we're back. Okay, so the camera died. The fucking thing died again.
So you're gonna have to cut it, and like straight away from the cut, I'll be looking at him like, and like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
happened?
now you've mentioned it, it's not as funny. Right, okay, so the next one after Marilyn Manson is going to be Eddie Van Halen. So Eddie Van Halen, or at least Van Halen, the band, used to have a very specific request for their shows backstage. A bowl of M&Ms with no brown ones. This is because he's racist.
Hey, you took my joke.
I didn't take your joke because you
That
never
was
never
my-
say anything so repulsive. So he requested no brown ones. While this seems ridiculous, the request was actually part of a larger tactic. Compared to other bands at the time, the band had quite an impressive stage production, including 9 18-wheeler trucks full of equipment. So the M&M's request was actually to make sure that the promoter had read all the requirements on the tour, including some of the safety measures. Like whether the venue floor could withstand the weight of the stage set. At the concert at the University of Colorado back in 1980, the band found one brown M&M in the bowl, so they decided to trash the dressing room in true rock star fashion, and it turned out the M&M trick worked. The contract was clearly not read correctly, the venue floor could not withstand the stage, $80,000 worth of damage, a lot more than today's money, ended up being caused by the stage collapsing.
It was actually
that's-
just a
So
misunderstanding.
that's kind of interesting. So they were smart and they were like, obviously they know that their production is unsafe, so they put in this mad request.
Safety measure.
No, but they put in this mad request to make
Safety-
sure that
yeah.
they were looking at the contract properly.
Yeah, it's a safety measure. But the problem is that I think there being one brown M&M, meaning that they actually did the safety measure. You know, there being one brown M&M, they heard that and they read through the whole thing. Just the problem is that it was coincidence that they didn't plan for the stage to collapse, right?
I think if there was more than one, then it would be like, okay, they didn't read it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
one, it's like, no, someone just missed that.
Yeah, literally.
That's
Someone
like-
made a mistake.
That's like, nah, come on. But I suppose they're rock stars. They've got that ego that's like, no, if I ask for no brown M&Ms, I'm getting no brown
I
M&Ms.
could never have that as a rock star. I think I don't know. I think I've tripped too much to have that sort of an ego, to be honest.
I know. I can't imagine having something like that. Anyway, so where was I? So yeah, no, basically yeah, and then the stage collapsed, which is fucked. £80,000 worth of, or $80,000 worth of damage, which is a fuck ton considering it's 1980.
That's
as well.
more than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like in front of me.
Should I have a look what $80,000 worth is in
what it looks
1980?
like?
No. 80,000.
Just 80,000 in a case. What does it look like?
In 1980. So it would equal to $300,000 worth of damage. So over £250,000 worth of damage because of a stage collapsed. Well done. So Eddie Van Halen and Van Halen themselves were trying to save it and secure it and make sure no one got hurt and all that, but they couldn't be asked to read the contract.
I don't know what it is, but the name Eddie Van Halen, just like I picture like an eagle with a guitar.
Carl!
Literally, he's that cool. He's fucking rock flag and eagle, Eddie Van Halen.
Speaking of something with wings, Ozzy Osbourne goes missing on Black Sabbath tour. So Ozzy Osbourne is obviously notorious for his rock and roll stories, his stunts, his various, such as when he bit the bat's head off and
snorted a line of ants.
So that's in this. So Ozzy single-handedly made some of the craziest rock and roll stories over the years. Some odd, like snorting a line of ants, as you mentioned, and some offending entire states, like when he's urinated on the Alamo in Texas. A more amusing story, though, is when Ozzy went missing back in 1978 on a Black Sabbath tour. The band checked in with the hotel in Atlanta, and as they were preparing for a show that evening, they realised Ozzy wasn't in the room. His luggage was there, untouched, with his bed made, proving that he never even arrived. The police and the local TV and radio were notified, and alerts were sent out to the public. Van Halen did that opening slot, and then Black Sabbath got up on stage and apologised for having to cancel the show. Fast forward to 9 a.m. the next morning, and the band get a call from Ozzy, asking when they're leaving for the venue. Turns out that he had drank a bottle of something and went for a wrong empty room and blacked out for 24 hours, and when he woke up, he thought it was the same night. So basically, he did an Ozzy and got absolutely blackout, went to the wrong room, went to an empty room, blacked out for 24 hours, and then thought it was the same night. That's
the sad part is that
I don't know.
I can see anyone doing that.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's not like
that's something like me, you, or Connor would do.
I know, right? Like we'd end up doing that. Like we're meant to be on stage, and it's like nah.
Like it's just sometimes you get into that one spot, and you're like, yeah, I rest my eyes for 2 seconds.
I'll just rest
2 seconds.
2 seconds turns out being 2 days.
2 fucking days, man.
2 days,
Isn't
2
that
weeks.
the way?
2 months.
Fucking hell.
It's fucked. Okay, so did that happen? Is it true? Okay, so the next one is Keith Moon. Do you know who Keith Moon is?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, who's Keith Moon?
He's the guy that like loves THC and like showed his ass to a bunch of people.
Okay, so Keith Moon is the drummer of The Who. You know, the mod band from the 60s.
No, I've never heard of The Who in my life.
Anyway, you know who The Who is. So Keith Moon reportedly is banned from every single Holiday Inn in the world. On his 21st birthday in 1967, Moon was said to have driven a Rolls Royce into the swimming pool of a Michigan Holiday Inn.
And he got banned from every Holiday Inn.
Single Holiday Inn.
Bro,
in the world.
I would have expected it to be more badass than that.
Nah, come on, that's not bad. Driving your Rolls Royce into a
Yeah,
pool.
but I thought you were gonna say into the hotel itself. We're banned from every hotel in the world.
No, Holiday Inn.
Same fucking thing.
It's
in
not.
the fucking world. In the world, you would have to be more than driving your car into the pool.
1,200 hotels you're banned from.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of hotels.
That's worth a lot more than just driving your car into the pool, man.
And you're Keith Moon.
He can pay it off.
Yeah, I mean, he probably could.
He probably didn't.
He probably didn't. He probably didn't. Okay, so the next one is quite an interesting one. So, you know the Motley Crue band? You know those... Do you know who Nikki Sixx is?
I like heroin.
Yeah, okay, so you like Nikki Sixx. So he's the bassist.
So loud.
He's the... it was so loud.
So unnecessary as
He's
well.
the bassist of the band Motley Crue.
Yep.
And basically, he was declared dead.
He was like the main guy.
Yeah, he was declared dead for 2 minutes after a near-fatal injection of heroin. In his autobiography, Six recalls how the girlfriend of guitarist Slash frantically gave Rocker mouth-to-mouth until paramedics arrived.
And she did mouth for dick.
Six was transported to a local hospital, released the next day. He admittedly began shooting up again almost immediately.
And by shooting up, we mean he went down Columbine style.
He went down to a local elementary school and just unloaded.
They call him After that, he went from Nicky Six to Nicky Six Shooter.
Fastest shooter in the West. Okay, we got a few more, and then we're done.
And then we can see how our good friend.
And then we can see how our good friend Brandon is. Okay, so the next one is a infamous one, from the band Rolling Stones. Can you guess what the thing is? Rolling Stones.
His penis was so big that he had a stutter.
Who?
The guy.
Mick Jagger.
No, not Mick Jagger.
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards, that's the one.
It is to do with Keith Richards.
I knew it.
It's something to do with him. Now, it's something that maybe, I don't know.
Mick Jagger's cool, but like, why does everyone think he's that cool?
I know, he's got the moves like Jagger. Yeah, I mean, he moves around, but he
doesn't have moves.
Yeah, he looks like a twat. Anyway, I'm not a big Rolling Stones fan. They got some hits.
I do like him.
They got some hits.
They've got some bangers in their catalogue, and most people don't even have a banger in their catalogue. But, like,
also, they're just a bit like, meh.
Yeah, but you compare it to nowadays. Anything's
better than nowadays.
Literally.
I'd rather listen to Steps.
People nowadays don't have a single banger in their catalogue, and they're there getting money.
That's a good point. There's some great bands back in the day who weren't getting shit. But
bro, there's bands coming back nowadays and getting a lot less than they used to. You know what I mean?
Bullshit. So, Keith Richards claimed once that he snorted the ashes of his deceased dad.
Oh, fuck, I know this one.
His manager brushed it off as a joke, but Richards has repeatedly made the claim in recent years. So, there is an interview where basically he's at a party and they accidentally knocked the ashes off of his dad, and some of it just sort of came onto the side.
He just wanted his dad to be a part of it.
He just thought he wanted his dad to be part of it. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, you can kind of go, okay, that's actually kind of nice.
You can... What the fuck?
Stelios.
Bro, I thought we were going through a Nazi zombies for a second there. With that. Sam!
Fetch me the shoes!
It's always the Sam one.
Damn! Okay, so yeah, I mean, would you do it?
What?
You've been doing that a lot this episode.
I'm dropping hints.
Call this number here. We'll put a number.
Dropping breadcrumbs. Later in life, I'll be like a huge rapper. There'll be like, there are breadcrumbs that you're gay.
Breadcrumbs.
Bread comes, exactly.
Oh my
God.
God.
I'll be like, yeah, I've been dropping little bread crumbs.
Can we move on from this? I don't like this conversation. We're gonna move on from this delightful
I've been leaving
chat.
bread crumbs.
Okay, we got four more.
Oh God.
Okay. Fuck's sake, man. No, you're gonna let me do this.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Let me do it.
Thank you. You should put that in the editing afterwards. Carry on.
Okay, so in 1988, James Brown stormed into an insurance company next to an office in Augusta, in Georgia, maybe, and pulled a shotgun on employees for allegedly using the toilet. Brown reportedly had been high on PCP when the incident happened. He had then led police on a car chase from the scene before being arrested and serving 3 years in South Carolina State Park Correctional Facility.
We actually have a direct quote from James Brown himself in the jail.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got rich off of funk and rock and roll. What did I do with that money? Spend it all on PCP.
PCP. Can you imagine that? You're just at work at an insurance company. James Brown comes in with a shotgun high on PCP, like, you shat in my toilet.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? And he's like, I know you people been breaking in my house using my toilet.
He probably enters. So I'm like, wow!
He's in his fucking leotard. He's like, wow! Ow! You shat in my toilet. He's got his whole band with him, just following him on this massacre. Do you know, I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
Someone make James Brown.
He's a badass.
James Brown, and he goes on a massacre. Like, you do a blaxploitation kind of movie from the 70s, like Shaft, or like that Black Dynamite kind of esque stick, but it's James Brown.
Do you want to see my...
Like, you know, they did that. Have you seen that show they did lately on Netflix where Matthew McConaughey as Elvis, I think? And it's an animated thing where they make Elvis a spy.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen it, but it's like 10 episodes.
Do you want to see my impression of like a regular just trained Jedi going against Darth Vader?
Yeah, go on. Oh my god. Okay, so this one I know is one of your favourites. Okay?
Yeah.
Rick James. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
I'm Rick James, bitch. Oh. So, funk pioneer Rick James was arrested in 1991 for torturing a woman while high on crack cocaine. James and his 21-year-old girlfriend were accused of holding a woman hostage at James's Hollywood Hills home for 2 days, forcing her to have sex and burning her with James's crack pipe.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. That is a sick thing. How do people even still listen?
I'm just saying.
I didn't know that before I read that.
Like, people don't...
Did you know that?
No, but people don't understand how big Rick James was. Like, everyone fucking loved this guy. Like, he was a lot bigger than you think he was.
See, I feel like he was, because like everyone knows super freak, and all that, you know. And then
it's because he was part of that whole, you know, like Prince and all that. He was part of that kind of group.
Yeah.
They grouped them all together. Probably.
Why did they group them together?
Probably in a racial way. I'm not gonna lie, but it was a thing of the times.
Me and the revolution versus you. Shirts versus blouses.
I love Charlie Murphy. He's got the best Hollywood stories. But
yeah, if you haven't seen that, look up Charlie Murphy's Hollywood
watch
stories.
Dave Chappelle show.
Watch the Dave Chappelle show, and it's all on there. Right, so that's horrific and disgusting, and I hope you die, Rick James.
I don't. I love that guy.
I don't. That's horrific. I'm not rooting for someone who did that. It was the 80s.
Bro, last episode you said you wanted to do that.
I'm cutting this all out.
I said, my bad, cut that out.
Yeah, I'm cutting all this out. No, I'm going to leave this in, but like I'm cutting all this stuff. I said.
I'm just saying, Rick James kind of sounds like your idol, man.
I am a soupy freak. Okay, so the next one, Ted Nugent, you know? Cat scratch fever. Wow, wow, wow. You know?
Less of a rock star, more of a clown rock star.
Nah, he's a rock star.
Clown rock star.
Stranglehold, baby.
Kind of like Joe Walsh. He's on the same level of Joe Walsh. He's not like a rock star.
Have you seen his mustache? He's got long hair and he's got the mustache. Anyway, this is sick. So I read this quickly before I copy and pasted it. So in 1978, 30-year-old Ted Nugent became involved with 17-year-old Pele Massa. To get around the fact that she was under 18, Nugent convinced her parents to sign documents to make him her legal guardian. They were able to live together freely, and the pair remained intimate for almost a decade.
That's not a rock and roll story. That's a statutory rape story.
I mean, if you... Hear me out. If you convince...
Those words will never end.
Hear me out. If you convince a girl, an underage girl's parents, to sign over the legal guardianship
then you're rich.
Of their own child,
then you're rich.
Then it's fair game.
Then you're rich.
I'm not saying it's right.
Bro.
I'm not saying it's right.
Think about that story, The Blindsided.
I'm just saying.
Think about that story, The Blindsided, you know, with that guy who's fucking... Like, he was homeless, fucking... Family adopts him, becomes like the greatest fucking football guy ever. Fucking, they took all the money from him.
Oh yeah, it's actually true. It's the Sandra Bullock one. Yeah, they fucked him over or whatever.
Yeah. Wouldn't have happened if it wasn't a rich family.
What you're saying is,
it's a rich family.
I need to get a little Vietnamese boy, raise him as my own, make him the heir to my fortune.
No, hold up. Vietnamese. all wrong. If you're gonna get like an heir to your throne who's good in one thing, you gotta get one of those like Thailand Muay Thai fighters.
Oh fuck! You want someone to protect you.
Yeah.
If I'm rich and I'm walking
Not
down
just
an
protect
alleyway,
you, but
I want my Bruce Wayne. If my son, if a mugger comes out gonna take me down, I want the Bruce Wayne kid. Fucking duck.
Who's that little Chinese kid you got fucking throwing knives at me and my partner? Yeah,
Literally, they pull a gun on me and he's just straight with the throwing knife before.
Trust me.
Stuck his hand to a
Trust
wall.
me.
It's like.
Trust me, a Vietnamese, they're crafty. They'll set up traps, but you
Well,
want them to be in
You're
the
like going to
flame
put something
throwing.
You're going to put something in the linen and he just pops out with a knife like, ah!
I think that was kind of racist.
I don't think it was. We were
No, what I said was kind of racist.
yeah, probably.
Setting up traps
Yeah.
because he's Vietnamese.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so the last.
I bet you're gonna leave that in because you're a cunt.
I
You
am.
only cut out the things that you do wrong.
A little bit. I'm a little bit unempathetic towards that. Okay, so the last one is Slash. Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash claims in his memoirs that he once was so high that he thought the alien from Predator was trying to kill him. In 1989, the guitarist punched through a glass door at an Arizona golf club, completely naked and in fear for his life, and he grabbed a hotel maid to use as a human shield against the imaginary alien.
It's because, well, first off, the alien was there. He just has the fucking camo thing going on. You know, the invisibility cloak
So
kind of thing.
he thought he saw the outline. He was like,
No, he saw the outline.
and
The alien was there.
Predator had only come out like a year or two before, so he was probably watching it high as fuck.
He just sees like an outline of something because
It's
he's
just-
tripping
yeah,
on sin.
Exactly. He's just like he's tripping a bit, and he's just looking at it, and then he's just like he sees the when you're looking at a hot road and you see those heat waves when you're like
Oh,
on
yeah.
acid.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
And he's
yeah.
in America,
Yeah,
so
and he's in America, so he just looks at the golf course and he sees that thing. And he's like, "Fuck!"
it's after me.
Yeah, like where's Arnie? He's calling up Arnie, like Arnie, what the fuck?
No, Arnie in that
I'm the guys
situation.
down. What are you talking about?
Arnie in that situation, bro. He's got at least 8 Cubans on
No,
him.
you know Arnie would be.
always smoke a stogie.
He's like, while I was making this, I was tripping acid, and I told this son every night.
But do you know what's better than acid? Smoking a stogie.
He don't smoke his dog. Hey, did you see that story of Danny DeVito where he wanted to smoke a stogie on the
And
plane?
on a plane,
He
he
had to
asked
ask
everyone,
everyone,
and
he
then the
woke up
last guy was like, "Well, only if you give me a stogie."
Yeah,
Like,
fucking
that guy is better than Danny
baller.
DeVito
Yeah.
in that story.
Yeah, I'd watch him in his triplets.
I'd
him,
watched
Danny DeVito, and
him
Arnie.
in Twins, is what you should have said.
No, because they're making triplets.
I prefer Twins.
They're making triplets with Tracy
Morgan.
Morgan, which I'm not a fan of. Can I be
You
honest?
don't like Tracy
No,
Morgan?
Not really.
Oh, what the-
Name one good movie.
Friday.
He's not like the main character, though. I mean, like a Tracy Morgan movie.
Barber Shop. He is the main character.
No,
personally.
but
Alright,
it's
what
a
about that
it's
one
a
with
movie.
Bruce Willis when he shoots in the car? What about The First Sunday? That's a good one. When they rob the church.
You're not holding a strong argument. I can't lie.
I don't think you've seen these movies.
I have. I've seen Sunday and I've seen the Bruce Willis one. I just can't remember what that's called. What was it? Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan's alright. He's funny. He's just...
Oh, he's in Little Man, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's also in
Oh,
Little
yeah, he's
Man,
in
yeah.
the long... Yeah, First Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Fist Fight, isn't he? I'll be there, yeah.
Oh, he's in Fist
I
Fight.
mean,
he's the
not the
coach
main
in
ca-
Fist
He's not
Fight.
the main character of movies very much, is he?
No, because he's that comedy relief normally. But
Yeah,
like...
because he's that funny black man. Okay, so we're going to end it there. Aidan, what is your week of the week?
my week of
Your
the
face when I said that just cut you off.
my week of the week is black actors. And my favorite black actor is Denzel Washington.
I thought you were going to say Tracy Morgan.
See, that was the throwaway. You never
we
saw
were
it
talking
coming.
about him for a minute or two.
Literally,
and then,
you never see it coming.
Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel. Come on.
Can I be honest?
Like, I don't even see
I'm
him as like
actually
a...
digging John David Washington more,
Really?
which is his son.
But Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel's alright. Book of Eli, Equalizer, all that great stuff. But I'm like...
No,
the
Fences, bro.
The KK Klansman, Tenet. I'm like, the new creator apparently is amazing. I'm like, no, this guy's got some chops.
He's got chops, but he was also in Fences, but fucking... So was his dad, obviously, and he took that movie, bro. Fences. Very
Fences.
good movie. Yeah, as in...
Is it about fencing?
Well, yeah, it's about a guy who was a fencer, but like
really?
it's about him like raising his son and teaching him life lessons. And it's like
just
Denzel just
wanking him off and all that, like
no, but Denzel
like that Will
he
Smith
just
Venus
comes
Serena
off as like a
was,
real good dad, you know. And
Yeah?
it's just one of those movies, and you're like,
Should we end it?
huh? I know how to end it.
I'm gonna end it by just doing my plugs, and then you can
I'm
end
gonna
it.
end
So
it by flashing the camera.
Don't flash the camera. So welcome. Make sure you look at the podcast, the Shodcast, which is this one, and the Instagram at Cancer Culture, as well as the.
Don't make me fight you, Anakin.
As well as the Instagram, the Shodcast Pod. Make sure you tell everybody about this fucking podcast because this is going to keep going. Now I'm moving away soon. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder to do podcast, but we're going to try and keep up with this as much as we can. We're going to try and do it. So it might change in format a little bit, it might change, but we're going to try and figure out and see how we can do it for the next coming year. So make sure you stay tuned, make sure you tell all your friends, and I hope you have a good day. Aydan, you got anything else to say?
Yeah, people that don't find sexism funny are normally women.
I saw so much spit come out of his mouth just then. Alright, and that's a good one. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the next one.